Chapter 649. With a single thought, dozens of supreme beings were annihilated. Dozens of supremes from the dark demon domain were utterly suppressed by Lin Fei's eternal realm. For a moment, the supremes of the divine realm, who witnessed all this, were overwhelmingly thrilled. Lin Fei suppressed dozens of supremes from the dark demon domain. Yes, absolutely true. Not just dozens of dark demon domain supremes. Even the dark demon lord himself was put to flight by Lin Fei. If I am not mistaken, the tactic used by the dark demon lord just now was capable of slaying supremes. Yet, it was to no avail against Lin Fei, who forced him to flee instead. Had the dark demon lord not fled, he too would have been suppressed by Lin Fei. How powerful has Lin Fei's eternal realm become? It seems our efforts in painstakingly gathering the essence of the world were not in vain. Ha ha ha, Lin Fei's strength now, though not yet a ruler, must surely be close. The 8 supremes were overjoyed. Their discerning eyes could recognize the uniqueness of Lin Fei. Lin Fei's eternal realm seemed to have grown beyond their imagination. Lin Fei alone defeated the dark demon lord and suppressed dozens of supremes. Such strength was no ordinary feat, even top supremes could not achieve this. Only the ruler of a realm could possess such power. At that moment, within the eternal realm, the dozens of dark demon domain supremes were all suppressed by Lin Fei. These supremes knew what fate awaited them and thus roared in fury, each unleashing their skills in a desperate attempt to escape Lin Fei's eternal realm. What kind of world is this? Too terrifying, we can't even break out of this realm. They said Lin Fei could transform into a realm, but it was never this frightening before. We are dozens of supremes, yet now we are utterly immobilized by Lin Fei's realm, completely unable to move. I even feel that if we dare to resist desperately, Lin Fei's realm could completely crush us. Yes, I feel it too. It seems we are going to die. Suddenly, amidst their desperation, a familiar figure appeared before them, Lin Fei. The martial ancestor Lin Fei. Though merely a martial ancestor from the divine realm and presumably not a supreme, it was he who defeated the dark demon lord and suppressed the dozens of dark demon domain supremes. A feat akin to a myth, yet a stark reality. Lin Fei swept his gaze over them. He did not move to slay these high supremes, for he had his reasons. Lin Fei spoke slowly. I have not killed you, which you must have already surmised. Tell me, where is the dark demon domain located? Or perhaps, escort me to the dark demon domain. In due time, I will either release you into the chaos or send you back to the dark demon domain. Lin Fei's words sent ripples of astonishment through the supremes of the dark demon domain. Lin Fei was inquiring about the location of the dark demon domain. What did this imply? Everyone understood clearly. Once the location of the dark demon domain was known, Lin Fei might seek it out and, even more, invade it just as it lives. Lin Fei was intent on retribution, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, refusing to suffer any disadvantage. Even if the dark demon lord fled back to his realm, Lin Fei would pursue him. However, the supremes, one after another, did not conceal the truth. Instead, they scoffed, Lin Fei, even if we tell you the location of the dark demon domain, you wouldn't dare go. Indeed, what harm is there in telling you? As for the location of the dark demon domain, we naturally won't hide it from you. These supremes were so cooperative. Not a single one intended to conceal the location of the dark demon domain. Lin Fei's mind raced, and he instantly grasped their intention. These supremes even wished for Lin Fei to head immediately to the dark demon domain. The reason was straightforward. There was a ruler in the dark demon domain. Once a realm bore a ruler, everything changed. Within the realm of a ruler, the ruler was invincible. Should Lin Fei recklessly venture to the dark demon domain, the dark demon lord would undoubtedly teach him a severe lesson, even possibly slaying him. This was also why the dark demon lord had fled at the first opportunity. As long as he returned to the dark demon domain, he would no longer fear Lin Fei. The dark demon lord in his own realm was truly formidable. Ruler. I truly wish to see what capabilities this so-called ruler truly has. A sharp gleam flickered in Lin Fei's eyes. He had already experienced the strength of the dark demon lord. Apart from that orb, the power of the dark demon lord was, frankly, negligible to Lin Fei now. But the dark demon lord was a ruler. If in the Dark Demon domain, that changed everything. It was said that Lin Fei's current strength neared or even matched that of a ruler. But after all, he was not a true ruler. Nor had Lin Fei battled a true ruler before. Thus, how his strength compared to a ruler remained unclear to all. I have no need for so many supremes, Lin Fei's eyes chilled. With a mere thought, he fiercely summoned the power of the Eternal Realm. A grotesque squelch resounded. In the next moment, from all directions, a terrifying force began to crush them. Previously, to slay a supreme or to shatter a supreme's true form was not so simple for Lin Fei. It required substantial power, often necessitating his utmost effort. But now, it was different. With a single thought, merely by invoking the power of the Eternal Realm, it was outright domination. The true demonic forms of these dark demon supremes shattered one after another, ground into dust and completely transformed into the flesh and essence of the Eternal Realm, absorbed wholly by it. In just a few breaths' time, dozens of supremes were reduced to merely 3. Yes, only 3 dark demon domain supremes remained. Witnessing this, the trio was instantly enveloped in an icy chill, as if a bone-deep cold had seized them. Dozens of supremes, all dead. They hadn't even seen Lin Fei lift a finger, yet dozens of supremes had perished. The power of the Eternal Realm was beyond their wildest imaginations. These were dozens of supremes. The Dark Demon domain had never faced such a colossal loss in its invasions of other realms. Lin Fei had nearly annihilated all the supremes of the Dark Demon domain who had invaded the Divine Realm. A clean sweep. All right, only the 3 of you remain, Lin Fei declared. Speak out of turn, and you will meet the same fate as them, executed without mercy. After speaking, Lin Fei's figure vanished in an instant. The presence within the Eternal Realm was merely a strand of Lin Fei's consciousness. Now that he had achieved his goal, he no longer lingered, withdrawing his consciousness back. At this time, the eyes of the 8 Supremes also fell upon Lin Fei. Each of their gazes radiated shock and anticipation. Lin. Fellow Lin, they stammered. The Supremes of the Dark Demon domain, were they truly slain by you? With your own strength, you defeated the Dark Demon Lord and slew dozens of Supremes. Are you sure you haven't become the ruler of the Divine Realm? The Azure Emperor Supreme knew Lin Fei well. Yet, at this moment, he too seemed to scarcely believe the scene before his eyes. Chapter 650. Sweeping away the Dark Demons. Lin Fei shook his head and said, I am not yet a Supreme. I remain merely a martial ancestor. However, since my Eternal Realm has transformed into a true immortal level world, it seems much stronger. Now, even an ordinary Supreme can be easily crushed. The Dark Demon Lord is no match for me in the Divine Realm. The words of Lin Fei made the Azure Emperor Supreme and others nod slightly. Ha ha ha, then this is indeed great news. Our efforts to gather the essence of the world for you were indeed correct, the Black Tortoise Supreme said with a laugh. In fact, there was another important reason, the prototype of the realm. Without obtaining the realm's prototype, 2 years would not have allowed Lin Fei's Eternal Realm to transform. If it could not evolve into a true immortal level world, Lin Fei might not necessarily be a match for the Dark Demon Lord. Thus, the realm prototype was also quite crucial. Lin Fei, are you truly intending to go to the Dark Demon domain? Asked the Azure Emperor Supreme. Indeed, Lin Fei had suppressed so many Dark Demon domain Supremes without rushing to kill them, which led the Azure Emperor Supreme to speculate. Lin Fei nodded and said, I must visit the Dark Demon domain. But rest assured, Azure Emperor Supreme, I will not recklessly venture into danger. I just want to know the exact location of the Dark Demon domain. As long as I know the specific location of the Dark Demon domain, it poses a threat to the Dark Demon Lord. He cannot kill me outside, yet I can continue to grow. In time, even within the Dark Demon domain, I will be able to slay him. Time is on my side, not on him. I must also make the Dark Demon Lord feel the constant threat looming over him, Lin Fei said with an icy tone, even filled with murderous intent. He had no fondness for the Dark Demon Lord. If possible, he wished to slay the Dark Demon Lord. This visit to the Dark Demon domain was also to see what it was truly like. If there was a chance, he would slay the Dark Demon Lord. If not, he would at least intimidate him. Before I go, I will first sweep away those dark demons from the Yin-Yang Immortal Realm, Lin Fei declared. He had never considered releasing those dark demons. Moreover, Lin Fei's eternal realm also needed their flesh essence. Let the flesh essence of those dark demons nourish the life of the eternal realm. With that, Lin Fei stepped forward, already traversing space, vanishing without a trace. Yin-Yang Immortal Realm, Dark Demon Stronghold. At this moment, many dark demons were extremely excited. Even in secret, they were prepared. After all, they knew the Dark Demon Lord had returned. Soon, they would overcome the obstructive force of the divine realm. Then, they could embark on a killing spree, breaking free from the Yin-Yang Immortal Realm. I wonder if the Lord has dealt with Lin Fei and the Supremes of the divine realm yet. This time, after the Lord returned to the Dark Demon domain, he surely must have been fully confident in his ability to resolve the divine realm Supremes. Just be patient a bit longer, perhaps news will arrive soon. Right, with the Lord leading the team, could dozens of Supremes fail to handle the obstructive forces of the divine realm? Just wait a little longer. When Lin Fei emerged from the spatial passageway, he saw the stronghold of the Dark Demon domain still in peace, even preparing for further invasions into other parts of the divine realm. Each of the dark demons was brimming with combat fervor. But what was the actual situation? The Dark Demon Lord had been defeated, and dozens of Supremes were slain by Lin Fei. This also indicated one thing, that the Dark Demon Lord had never returned to the stronghold. He hadn't even considered these dark demons important at all. He didn't care in the slightest, not even if they were all annihilated. Hence, he had not informed these dark demons in advance, nor had he stayed. He had simply left the divine realm and returned to the Dark Demon domain. As a result, these dark demons were left without any news, still desperately waiting for the Dark Demon Lord's triumphant return. But was that even possible? Lin Fei shook his head slightly. Then, he flew over the stronghold. Halt, who are you? It looks like Lin Fei from the divine realm. What, him? But wasn't Lin Fei supposed to have been slain by a ruler who led the charge? How come Lin Fei is still appearing here? Where is the Lord? And the other Supremes? Why hasn't there been any news? Could it be? Suddenly, many dark demons finally awoke to the reality. They seemed to realize something, their expressions filled with immense fear. They stared fixedly at Lin Fei. Lin Fei, where is our Lord of the Dark Demon domain? Do you mean the Dark Demon Lord? Perhaps the Dark Demon Lord, in his disgraceful flight from the divine realm, forgot to notify you. Actually, it might not be that he forgot, but rather that he simply didn't care about you at all. You all have been abandoned by the Dark Demon Lord, turned into expendables. Lin Fei stated emphatically, each word striking with certainty. Instantly, many of the dark demons seemed unable to believe their ears. Faces contorted in terror and anger, they yelled at Lin Fei, "No, it's impossible, absolutely impossible. How could our glorious ruler be defeated by you, let alone flee? Indeed, you must be trying to shake our resolve and confidence. You will not sway our faith. When the Lord arrives, you will undoubtedly die. The divine realm will surely be conquered by us." Looking at these dark demons, they simply did not believe it. Or perhaps, they did not want to believe it. Lin Fei could not be bothered to explain further. He took a deep breath and with a thought, boon. Suddenly, Lin Fei transformed into the eternal realm. The vast eternal realm expanded wildly in all directions. Eventually, it even enveloped the entire Yin-Yang Immortal Realm. The eternal realm was like a giant maw, swallowing the Yin-Yang Immortal Realm whole. Meanwhile, the dark demons stared down the eternal realm as if facing a formidable enemy. Kill. The dark demons, sensing the threat, erupted with the power of dark demons, attempting to contend with Lin Fei's eternal realm to stop it from sweeping through the Yin-Yang Immortal Realm. However, it was futile. Lin Fei's eternal realm, grand and overwhelming, crushed everything in its path. Any attempts to block the advance of the eternal realm were directly crushed. Those dark demons drawn into the eternal realm plunged into chaos and madness. We are really going to be wiped out by Lin Fei. Lord, where have you gone? Could it be, has my dark demon domain truly been defeated? How could dozens of Supremes, along with the ruler, fail? But if not, would Lin Fei dare so brazenly attack our stronghold in the dark demon domain? Moreover, there has been no word from the ruler. Not even a single Supreme has been heard from. Perhaps the ruler and all the supremes have truly been defeated. Many dark demons seemed to come to this realization. If the supremes and the dark demon lord had indeed been defeated, thoroughly at that, then they were in danger. With a hum, the eternal realm continued to expand rapidly, and a terrifying force descended. All dark demons felt as if the apocalypse had come. One by one, they were obliterated. No matter how special their methods, it was all the same. They could not escape the annihilation of the eternal realm. Chapter 651. Lin Fei descends upon the dark demon domain. Silence. The void was enveloped in an unnerving stillness, a silence as profound as death itself, unsettling to its core. For no dark demon remained here. Such tumult had already drawn the attention of several cultivators from the divine realm. Yet, as they beheld the scene before them, they stood agape, disbelief etched upon their faces. Have all the dark demons perished? Yes, every single one, eradicated by martial ancestor Lin in one fell swoop. One fell swoop. But that's the stronghold of the dark demon domain in the yin-yang immortal domain, teeming with such powerful beings. How could they all have died? No supremes. The supremes of the dark demon domain are nowhere to be found. Perhaps they were all dealt with by martial ancestor Lin, otherwise, how could he so calmly exterminate all the dark demons? Indeed, the supremes of the dark demon domain must have been resolved by martial ancestor Lin. Even now, so many dark demons have been resolved by him. Does this not mean that the yin-yang immortal domain has effectively been reclaimed? Most certainly, the yin-yang immortal domain must have been reclaimed. This is an opportunity, for now the yin-yang immortal domain is a blank slate, all forces swept away. In a moment, the multitude of cultivators from the divine realm shifted from shock to anticipation. Their gazes turned fervent as they looked upon Lin Fei. In the vast region of the yin-yang immortal domain, all forces were obliterated. What a good opportunity! For many cultivators, it was a chance to claim territories and divide the power. And all this was brought about by Lin Fei. Lin Fei paid little heed to these ordinary cultivators. The myriad dark demons had all been transformed into the essence of flesh and blood, absorbed by Lin Fei's eternal realm. However, Lin Fei noticed that his eternal realm seemed to have gained little from this. It appeared that ever since his eternal realm had ascended to the true immortal level world, the enhancement from the essence of flesh and blood had diminished. What could now advance Lin Fei's eternal realm were the world's origins and in substantial amounts. Of course, Lin Fei was well aware that advancing from a true immortal level world to a realm would be a qualitative leap, perhaps hundreds of times more difficult than advancing from a true monarch level world to a true immortal level world. Once transformed into a realm, Lin Fei would essentially become one with the domain. What a terrifying prospect that was! Perhaps even a ruler could be easily crushed by Lin Fei then. With a whoosh, Lin Fei no longer delayed. In one stride, his figure vanished without a trace. He had left the divine realm and once again entered the chaos. Chaos? Lin Fei murmured softly to himself. This time, however, he was alone. Previously, it was the Black Tortoise Supreme who had accompanied him to the chaos. This time, he was solitary. Similarly, the Chi of Chaos attempted to erode Lin Fei. All beings are susceptible to its corruption. But Lin Fei was different. He possessed the eternal realm and did not even need to resist. He allowed the chaotic Chi to wash over him, yet they could not infiltrate his eternal realm. With a swift motion, Lin Fei summoned a supreme being from his eternal realm, a supreme from the dark demon domain. Lead the way, Lin Fei commanded indifferently. He had brought the remaining 3 supremes from the dark demon domain for this very purpose, to guide him. The supreme of the dark demon domain did not hesitate and immediately began to lead the way, flying deeper into the chaos. Lin Fei followed closely behind, traversing the depths of the chaos. In this realm, one could not traverse through the void but had to rely on flight. Lin Fei was flying, not too fast, yet not too slow. He did not fully trust the supreme of the dark demon domain and remained vigilant. Days passed uneventfully. Flying through the chaos was exceedingly monotonous, for no matter how far or how long one flew, the surroundings appeared unchanged as if one were marching in place. Yet, Lin Fei remained composed, following the lead of the dark demon supreme. 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. In the blink of an eye, nearly 4 months had passed. In the Eternal Realm, this equated to 40 months, or just over 3 years. During these 3 years, there was some enhancement within the Eternal Realm, though it was not a dramatic leap but a gradual, steady progression, slow but solid improvement. Finally, the Supreme of the Dark Demon Domain came to a halt. "We have arrived, Martial Ancestor Lin. Ahead lies the Dark Demon Domain. Can you fulfill your promise, I wonder?" Lin Fei beheld the domain realm ahead. "Naturally, I will honor my word, but not just yet. Besides, even if I released you now, would you dare return to the Dark Demon Domain? I fear the Dark Demon Lord would not hesitate to destroy your Dark Demon heart, and that would truly be your end." Lin Fei stated icily. He had gained some understanding of the Dark Demon Domain, aware that the Dark Demon Lord was not merely a supreme. He also held sway over these supreme beings of the Dark Demon Domain. Even the Supremes could be utterly annihilated should the ruler wish it. The reason was simple: their Dark Demon hearts were under the ruler's control. With a slight motion, Lin Fei's Eternal Realm enveloped and reabsorbed the Supreme from the Dark Demon Domain. The Supreme understood well enough, returning to the Dark Demon Domain now would mean certain death. Given the Lord's cunning and ruthless nature, even a Supreme's return would lead to their execution and the complete destruction of their Dark Demon heart. Being suppressed within Lin Fei's Eternal Realm, on the other hand, might just save his life. Dark Demon Domain. Lin Fei could now see the Dark Demon Domain ahead. It appeared significantly larger than the Divine Realm, which was to be expected since the Dark Demon Domain had invaded numerous other realms. Naturally, with many resources brought back to the Dark Demon Domain, it had expanded. Lin Fei silently observed the Dark Demon Domain, sensing its immense power. Indeed, if the Dark Demon Lord were in his realm, his strength might increase tenfold, even 100-fold, not to be measured by the standards of the Divine Realm. However, Lin Fei was not content to simply leave. After all, the Dark Demon Lord had once caused great upheaval in the Divine Realm. No matter what, Lin Fei felt compelled to deliver a little surprise to the Lord. A gift of meeting. With a steely gaze, Lin Fei took a step forward and instantly flew into the Dark Demon Domain. In the Dark Demon Domain, within the Temple of the Dark Demon Lord, he stood as the sole ruler. He had established the Temple of Dark Demons, ruling over the entire realm. Nearly all Dark Demons were devotees of the temple, though how many were true believers remained unknown. At least outwardly, they all appeared devout. However, at this moment, the Dark Demon Lord wore a grim expression. He had been back in the Dark Demon Domain for some time, but his heart was far from calm, even restless. He had abandoned many Dark Demons, even Supremes among them. He was well aware that once these Supremes were forsaken, it was unlikely any would escape. Furthermore, it was possible that some of these Supremes might betray the Dark Demon Domain. Perhaps the location of the Dark Demon Domain had already been exposed. If the Dark Demon Domain is revealed, then Lin Fei will surely come. Perhaps this might even be an opportunity. A sharp glint passed through the eyes of the Dark Demon Lord. Even now, he had not given up on his desire to eliminate Lin Fei. Someone has invaded the Dark Demon Domain. Suddenly, the Dark Demon Lord abruptly looked up, his gaze piercing the void. At such a time, with life from the chaos invading the Dark Demon Domain, there might be other possibilities. However, he felt that there was only one most likely scenario. It was very likely that Lin Fei had arrived. Chapter 652. Re-encounter with the Dark Demon Lord. The true power of ruler. Lin Fei strolled through the Dark Demon Domain, his first visit to this forbidding place. Upon his arrival, he immediately felt a slight suppression, as if he were inherently out of place. However, this sense of suppression and rejection was not strong. To Lin Fei, it was almost negligible. "In the Dark Demon Domain, I am considered an extraneous entity," he murmured. "All foreign life forms undergo suppression by the domain. Even the Dark Demon Lord and the numerous Dark Demons face some restraint in the Divine Realm, though it's subtle and barely impacts them. But if a domain gives birth to a ruler, the suppression under their influence becomes immensely formidable." Lin Fei understood the role of a ruler intuitively. The suppression of external life by a ruler was effortless because the entire domain inherently repelled foreign life. The ruler merely capitalized on this existing force. Lin Fei observed the teeming Dark Demons within the realm. Particularly, the lower-tier dark demons were constantly engaged in brutal conflicts with one another, growing through perpetual slaughter. The reproductive capacity of the dark demons was horrifyingly efficient, leading to an overwhelming population in the dark demon domain. Even amidst constant internecine conflict, their numbers remained vast. At this rate, it wouldn't take long for the dark demon domain to once again be teeming with life. Lin Fei gradually understood why the Dark Demon Lord periodically waged wars and invaded other domains. It was simply because there were too many dark demons. Moreover, with the dark demon hearts, some powerful dark demons were nearly immortal, further exacerbating the terrifying numbers. Certainly, the lesser dark demons do not possess a dark demon heart. Their death is final. The Dark Demon Lord shows no concern for the lives of these invading dark demons, and even less so for the Supremes. Should they die, it merely requires some time to cultivate new ones from the dark demon hearts. Life is harsh for these lower-tier dark demons. Every day, they exist in a cycle of life and death. For the Dark Demon Lord, there is little gratitude from the dark demons. Raised in a culture of killing, they trust no one. Yet, this does not affect the Lord's dominion over the dark demon domain. He has no need to curry favor. The affections of his subjects are irrelevant to him. Controlling the dark demon hearts is all that matters for maintaining control over everything. No one can challenge his supremacy in the dark demon domain. There can only be one ruler in the dark demon domain, and that is the Lord himself. Unless one day he falls, then, and only then, might others have a chance. But if the Lord were to fall, could the dark demon domain itself survive? This appears to be a vicious cycle. Under the rule of the Dark Demon Lord, the realm is seemingly bound to his reign indefinitely, a sentiment held by many ordinary dark demons. However, Lin Fei is different. As he wanders through the dark demon domain, he contemplates deeply. The power of the lower echelons is essentially futile. No amount of lesser lives has any impact. Even if these lower dark demons harbor dissatisfaction towards the Dark Demon Lord, what of it? It changes nothing. Only the most powerful beings, such as the Supremes or someone like Lin Fei, who can approach or even rival a ruler, can pose a threat to the Dark Demon Lord. Indeed, should Lin Fei's strength increase significantly in the future, capable of defeating the Lord, then the Lord would truly fall. As these thoughts flicker through Lin Fei's mind, a thrum vibrated through the void, followed by the ripple of space. Then, a familiar voice reached Lin Fei's ears. Lin Fei, such audacity to actually venture into the dark demon domain, the voice boomed. It must have been those remaining 3 Supremes who led you here. They truly deserve death. The Dark Demon Lord had made his appearance, materializing directly beside Lin Fei. It was clear that the Lord could sense Lin Fei's presence and had even guessed who had guided him to the dark demon domain. After all, only 3 Supremes remained alive within the dark demon domain. The others had perished and were currently being regenerated within the dark demon heart. The living Supremes were undoubtedly spared by Lin Fei. How else could Lin Fei have located the dark demon domain? Indeed, none below the rank of Supreme, not even true immortal level dark demons, could navigate the chaos well enough to pinpoint the realm's location. Only a Supreme knew the exact whereabouts of the dark demon domain. However, whether the 3 Dark Demon Supremes lived or died, or how the Dark Demon Lord dealt with their Dark Demon hearts, Lin Fei remained indifferent. His purpose was fulfilled by reaching the Dark Demon domain. As long as he kept his promise not to kill the 3 Supremes himself, any actions taken by the Lord against them were none of Lin Fei's concern. Now, Lin Fei was eager to test the legendary ruler's true strength. Dark Demon Lord, come then, you who are the true ruler, Lin Fei challenged coldly, unafraid. Let me see the real power of the ruler, or you will never have another chance. A fierce gleam flashed in the eyes of the Dark Demon Lord. Perhaps he too realized this was his final opportunity. Taking a deep breath, he summoned the power of the entire Dark Demon domain. A rumbling sound filled the air as the realm itself began to tremble. The Dark Demon Lord mobilized the realm's energy in a magnificent display. Various laws, rules, and the very power of the Dark Demon domain converged and surged towards Lin Fei, attempting to suppress him. This force was indeed formidable, even causing Lin Fei to feel significant pressure. Yet, that was all it amounted to. Even as the true ruler, the Dark Demon Lord could not unleash the full potential of the Dark Demon domain, not even close to 100%. This was fundamentally different from Lin Fei, who had merged with the Eternal Realm. Eternal Realm? Lin Fei prepared to counter with his own transcendent power. In an instant, Lin Fei transformed into the eternal realm, allowing the power of the dark demon domain to bear down upon him. The intense pressure squeezed against the fabric of the eternal realm, yet it could not cause it to collapse. Lin Fei withstood the onslaught. "How is this possible?" the dark demon lord exclaimed in disbelief. "Do you truly possess the power of a ruler? Can you even rival a ruler within the dark demon domain?" The implications of such power were well understood. In the chaos of existence, a ruler within their own domain was undoubtedly supreme, utterly invincible. All supremes would be subdued under such a ruler. Yet here was Lin Fei, not even a supreme but merely a martial ancestor, resisting the full might of the dark demon domain, a notion beyond comprehension. But the reality was undeniable. Although Lin Fei's eternal realm was not as effortlessly resistant as it might have seemed, it remained unshaken by the realm's oppressive force. Lin Fei was certain of this. This cannot be allowed to continue, the dark demon lord thought frantically. Lin Fei must be slain, or the dark demon domain will forever be at risk. "Sphere of demonic clouds, chaotic heavy water, seal," he commanded in desperation. Knowing that he must suppress, or even eliminate, Lin Fei, the dark demon lord realized the gravity of the threat. Lin Fei was already immensely powerful as a martial ancestor. If he ascended to the status of supreme, the consequences would be unthinkable. Especially now that Lin Fei had uncovered all the secrets of the dark demon domain. If he were to achieve supremacy, he would undoubtedly conquer it. The dark demon lord, rooted in his realm and unwilling to flee, knew he was the ruler. Thus, he was prepared to pay any price to eliminate Lin Fei. With a swoosh, the sphere of demonic clouds surged massively towards Lin Fei. Alongside it, a tremendous burst of sealing power exploded, enveloping Lin Fei's eternal realm in an instant. Chapter 653. Next time Lin arrives, the dark demon domain will perish. The sphere of demonic clouds, combined with the power of the dark demon domain, assailed Lin Fei's eternal realm with dual forces. Both forces were extraordinary and not easily countered. Nonetheless, Lin Fei remained unmoved, instead intensely compressing the eternal realm. As the eternal realm shrank, its power and defense grew exponentially, preparing Lin Fei to directly confront the onslaught of the sphere of demonic clouds and the realm's forces. With a thunderous boom, the chaotic heavy water within the sphere of demonic clouds unleashed its power in an instant, brutally striking Lin Fei's eternal realm. The impact caused severe fluctuations as if it were about to shatter. At the same time, the forces of the dark demon domain crushed in from all directions, marking one of the most perilous moments Lin Fei had ever faced. His eternal realm underwent an unprecedented test. However, the more dire the situation, the calmer Lin Fei became. He unleashed all the power of the eternal realm, allowing the combined forces of the dark demon domain and the sphere of demonic clouds to hammer against it. As long as the eternal realm did not tear apart, he would withstand the assault. But eventually, Lin Fei's eternal realm did rupture. It was unclear how much time had passed when it happened. Despite this, the dark demon lord found no joy in the outcome. Although Lin Fei's eternal realm had indeed ruptured, it was only after a significant amount of chaotic heavy water from his sphere of demonic clouds had been depleted. Relying solely on the dark demon domain, even if the eternal realm was now fractured, what did it really change? A slight smile appeared on Lin Fei's lips as he slowly spoke. "Dark demon lord, it seems you cannot overcome me. Since that's the case, my goal has been achieved. When I return to the dark demon domain, it will be the day of its destruction." Having declared his intentions, Lin Fei unleashed the full power of the eternal realm. With a deafening boom, the dark demon domain trembled violently. Simultaneously, a massive hole appeared in the sky. All around, the dark demons looked up in shock as they witnessed what seemed like a gargantuan rift in the heavens. The void shattered, evoking scenes of an apocalyptic end. What's happening? Why is the sky breaking apart? There's a destructive aura. This has never happened before in the dark demon domain. After all, we have our great ruler. Why is there no word from our ruler? What on earth is going on? Gazing into the dark void, many dark demons felt a surge of fear. Under normal circumstances, the dark demon lord would never allow such transformations to occur in his realm. Yet, now a change had happened, and it looked ominous. Some of the dark demons began to speculate boldly. Perhaps the dark demon domain was facing a crisis that even the dark demon lord couldn't resist or completely mitigate. Whatever the reason, it was certainly not good news. Lin Fei, however, was unconcerned with these developments. Having unleashed his full power in one strike, breaking through the Dark Demon domain, he didn't linger. In an instant, Lin Fei flew out of the realm. As Lin Fei departed, the void in the Dark Demon domain gradually began to heal, leaving only the Dark Demon Lord alone, his expression incredibly grim. He stared fixedly in the direction Lin Fei had left. He knew that time was running out for him. If Lin Fei truly ascended to supreme status, then upon his next arrival, the ruler would undoubtedly be unable to withstand him, nor would the Dark Demon domain itself. Perhaps he would die. Lin Fei. The Dark Demon Lord murmured lowly, his gaze deep and troubled. He could not afford to sit idly by. He needed to devise a strategy, ideally one that would permanently resolve the threat from the Divine Realm and Lin Fei. With a swift step, Lin Fei re-entered the chaos and glanced back at the Dark Demon domain. The power of the Dark Demon domain, coupled with the sphere of demonic clouds, though they cannot subdue me, likewise, I cannot defeat the Dark Demon Lord or destroy the Dark Demon domain, he reflected coldly. Unless my eternal realm evolves again, ideally into a real realm. Only then can I truly eliminate the Dark Demon Lord and annihilate the Dark Demon domain. Destroying the Dark Demon domain was not only possible for Lin Fei but also a desired outcome. He had a compelling reason: some of the realm's supremes knew the location of the Divine Realm. The exposure of a domain's location in the chaos was a critical vulnerability. Once exposed, the Divine Realm would be in danger. Even a realm under a ruler's control was not immune to threats, it was only a matter of time before it faced danger. Lin. Martial Ancestor Lin, save us. The Dark Demon Lord is going to destroy our Dark Demon hearts. We are going to die. Martial Ancestor Lin, save us. At that moment, inside Lin Fei's eternal realm, the three Dark Demon Domain Supremes suddenly screamed in agony. Their true forms were rapidly disintegrating, collapsing without warning. Your Dark Demon hearts are going to be destroyed by the Dark Demon Lord. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do, Lin Fei replied calmly. After all, the Dark Demon hearts are in the hands of the Dark Demon Lord. If he decides to destroy them, I am powerless to stop him. Indeed, if the Dark Demon Lord decided to extinguish the three Supremes' Dark Demon hearts, Lin Fei was truly helpless. Besides, what concern was the life or death of these Dark Demon Domain Supremes to him? It was best if all Supremes who knew the location of the Divine Realm were utterly eradicated. Only then would Lin Fei truly be at ease. Soon, the bodies of the three Dark Demon Domain Supremes completely disintegrated. They died, their life forces extinguished forever. This time, there was no possibility of resurrection because their Dark Demon hearts too were destroyed. Even Supremes must die. However, Lin Fei's eternal realm gained from this, it absorbed the essence of the three Supremes' flesh and blood. Thus, for Lin Fei's eternal realm, this turned out to be a fortuitous event. With a whoosh, Lin Fei transformed into a streak of light and vanished into the chaos. In the Divine Realm, Lin Fei had been absent for some time now. Nearly 8 months. In the past, what were a mere 8 months to speak of? To a true immortal or a martial ancestor, it was but the blink of an eye. And for a supreme being, it was scarcely worth mentioning. Yet, these past 8 months, the remaining 8 Supremes of the Divine Realm felt each day dragged on like years. Their hearts fluctuated wildly, filled with unrest and a faint hope. They knew why Lin Fei had ventured into the chaos to confront the Dark Demon Domain directly. The Dark Demon Domain, the dominion of the Dark Demon Lord and the birthplace of demonic life. Though they often spoke of their dominion, the true extent of a dominion's power remained a mystery to all. With Lin Fei gone, who could predict what might happen? The Divine Realm could ill afford his absence. Should misfortune befall Lin Fei, the Dark Demon Domain would surely rise again. Without Lin Fei, the Divine Realm stood little chance against such a resurgence. Thus, they hoped for Lin Fei's safe return. Yet, on this day, Lin Fei had still not returned. Instead, someone none of the 8 Supremes expected came back, White Cloud Supreme. White Cloud Supreme, who had once left the Divine Realm to venture into the chaos, had unexpectedly returned. As your Emperor Supreme, are you all still here? It seems the Divine Realm has not fallen to the Dark Demons. That is good news, it seems I am saved. The chaos is truly perilous. White Cloud Supreme appeared somewhat disheveled, hurrying back to the Divine Realm. Was he fleeing? As your Emperor Supreme's brow furrowed as he asked in a deep voice, White Cloud Supreme, you too are a Supreme of our Divine Realm. When you chose to venture into the chaos, we did not hold you accountable, as each has their own path. Yet now, you return to the Divine Realm, and you seem to be in a state of disarray. Could it be that you were pursued in the chaos and fled back here? With a swift motion, the words of As your Emperor Supreme caused the other 7 Supremes of the Divine Realm to fix their gaze upon White Cloud Supreme. In their looks, there was an unmistakable chill. Chapter 654. Times have changed. Executes White Cloud Supreme. White Cloud Supreme, you have the audacity to return. And to return under such circumstances. Do you not realize that by fleeing back here, you could lead the mysterious pursuit right to our Divine Realm? When that happens, our Divine Realm will be exposed, and we will all face utter annihilation. White Cloud Supreme was well aware of the consequences of his actions. Indeed, his return was a calculated move, hoping to divert the attention of his pursuer towards the Divine Realm. Once the mysterious pursuer focused on the Divine Realm, they would likely cease pursuing White Cloud Supreme, who could then escape and evade the crisis. As for the ultimate fate of the Divine Realm, why would he care? The 8 Supremes instantly perceived White Cloud Supreme's intentions. After all, none who achieve such supremacy are fools. Undeterred and unembarrassed, White Cloud Supreme simply smiled slightly and said, "It was my only option. However, I was cautious on my return. It's not certain that the mysterious pursuer could follow me here." White Cloud Supreme was not afraid. Even if the other Supremes of the Divine Realm harbored great dissatisfaction towards him, what of it? They could not kill him. Once he was out of danger, he could continue his adventures in the chaos. Though selfish, White Cloud Supreme possessed the power to be so. White Cloud Supreme, you. The other Supremes of the Divine Realm were furious, yet they were powerless to act. Just as White Cloud Supreme had anticipated, they could do nothing against him. Suddenly, as your Emperor Supreme looked up. His expression was complex, his gaze cold. He shook his head slightly and sighed, "White Cloud Supreme, do you not realize that the Divine Realm has changed now? Don't you see any difference?" "What's different about the Divine Realm?" "Right, it seems there are no traces of dark demonic life anymore. Have you driven away the Dark Demon Lord?" "But with your powers, how could you possibly have driven away the Dark Demon Lord?" White Cloud Supreme immediately sensed something amiss. With a slight sweep of his senses, he confirmed that there were indeed no dark demonic entities left in the Divine Realm. This was unexpected. The Dark Demon Lord had mobilized a great army, even sending many Supreme Beings from the Dark Demon domain. They would not have withdrawn easily. Yet now, not a trace of their presence remained. This could mean only one thing: the Dark Demon domain had truly retreated. But who could have caused them to retreat? White Cloud Supreme. At that moment, a figure appeared silently behind White Cloud Supreme, unnoticed even by him until now. With a swift turn, White Cloud Supreme faced the newcomer, his pupils contracting slightly. "Are you Lin Fei from the Great Dream Sect?" White Cloud Supreme knew of Lin Fei and recognized him. After all, Lin Fei was a legendary figure in the Divine Realm, particularly noted for his role in the Ancient Covenant. Even he, a lofty Supreme, was aware of Lin Fei. But why did White Cloud Supreme feel a distinct threat emanating from Lin Fei, a threat that was palpably intense? No matter how he sensed it, Lin Fei was merely a martial ancestor. Lin Fei gazed at White Cloud Supreme. Just moments ago, as your Emperor Supreme, Black Tortoise Supreme, and the others had briefed him on White Cloud Supreme's actions. The 8 Supremes of the Divine Realm might have been unable to deal with White Cloud Supreme, but that did not mean Lin Fei couldn't. As your Emperor Supreme had said, the Divine Realm had changed. White Cloud Supreme, leaving the Divine Realm was your personal choice, and no one blames you for it. You could even have waited until the situation stabilized before returning. But you should never have used the Divine Realm as a shield to avoid disaster, even attracting the attention of the mysterious strong being from the chaos, causing them to abandon their pursuit of you. You have betrayed the Divine Realm, and for that, you must be punished. Lin Fei's eyes were cold, his tone unyielding. Executing a Supreme. This was not unfamiliar to Lin Fei. In fact, he even considered it quite ordinary, given that he had already slain dozens of Supremes from the Dark Demon domain. As your Emperor Supreme, are you truly going to allow mere martial ancestor to speak so boldly to me? White Cloud Supreme directed his gaze towards Azure Emperor Supreme. He thought it was Azure Emperor Supreme's support that emboldened Lin Fei. However, Azure Emperor Supreme merely shook his head, his expression complex, and said, "White Cloud Supreme, do you still not see? The era of the Divine Realm has changed. The retreat of the Dark Demon domain was all thanks to Lin Fei. Lin Fei alone defeated the Dark Demon Lord and slaughtered countless Dark Demons. Otherwise, how do you think the Dark Demon domain was repelled? They were utterly routed and fled. You should never have used the Divine Realm as a shield. If Lin Fei decides to execute you, I will not plead on your behalf." As your Emperor Supreme and White Cloud Supreme did share a bond, having presided over the ancient covenant together for many years. How could there not be some camaraderie? Yet, as your Emperor Supreme stated, the times had indeed changed. Although Lin Fei was not yet the ruler of the Divine Realm, with his current power, what difference was there really? Lin Fei now stood above all Supremes. Still, White Cloud Supreme found it hard to believe. Lin Fei alone defeated the Dark Demon Lord and slaughtered so many Dark Demons. It was almost inconceivable. Moreover, Lin Fei was still only a martial ancestor, not a Supreme. This was beyond White Cloud Supreme's comprehension. "No, as your Emperor Supreme, you..." White Cloud Supreme seemed about to say more, but Lin Fei had already made his move. Eternal Realm. Instantly, Lin Fei transformed into the embodiment of a realm. The Eternal Realm expanded, sending ripples that swept White Cloud Supreme into its midst. Lin Fei didn't even need to use the illusory realm. With the current state of his Eternal Realm, eliminating a Supreme was effortlessly simple. It was so easy, he didn't need to resort to using the illusory realm. Annihilate. As Lin Fei's voice fell. Boom. The oppressive force of the Eternal Realm surged from all directions, fiercely crushing towards White Cloud Supreme. This is... White Cloud Supreme's face changed drastically in the moment. Danger. Extreme danger. As Lin Fei's Eternal Realm power overwhelmingly descended, White Cloud Supreme finally felt the danger. It was imminent and threateningly close. If he could not withstand it, he had no doubts that he would die. White Cloud Supreme truly panicked. He was terrified and he began to fear. Now, he finally believed Azure Emperor Supreme's words. His old comrade was reliable. Unfortunately, it seemed too late now. "Martial Ancestor Lin, I am willing to forever guard the Divine Realm." At this moment, White Cloud Supreme knew to bow and show submission, hoping to remain as a guardian of the Divine Realm. He did not want to die. But it was already too late. White Cloud Supreme, a being of such supremacy, could not be trusted by Lin Fei. Moreover, when mistakes are made, a price must be paid. Even Supremes are not exempt. With a thunderous crash, the next moment, Lin Fei's Eternal Realm showed no mercy. Its vast power directly crushed White Cloud Supreme, obliterating him into dust. Even his flesh and essence, like those of the Supremes from the Dark Demon domain, were absorbed into Lin Fei's Eternal Realm, nourishing its myriad lives. White Cloud Supreme ultimately fell. Azure Emperor Supreme and the others wore complex expressions. Unlike the Supremes from the Dark Demon domain, White Cloud Supreme had been their comrade for so long. Yet now, he could not withstand a single strike from Lin Fei and was completely annihilated. After slaying White Cloud Supreme, Lin Fei seemed to notice something. He suddenly looked up, his gaze piercing into the depths of the void. Chapter 655. Visitors from Chaos, ill intentions abound. Lin Fei, what's wrong? Upon seeing Lin Fei's grave expression, the Azure Emperor Supreme asked in a deep voice. They have arrived. They. More than one. Yes, not just one, but a multitude. Hearing this, the Azure Emperor Supreme's expression drastically changed. Damn it, the White Cloud Supreme really deserves death. I thought there were only one or two Supremes pursuing him, but now it seems there's a whole group. And the Divine Realm has been exposed. The Azure Emperor Supreme now harbored no regrets about the death of the White Cloud Supreme. The White Cloud Supreme deserved death. He had brought upon them a group of powerful chaotic beings. The divine realm had just settled down, and now they faced another crisis. What if the newcomers were stronger than the Dark Demon Domain, or even the entire Dark Demon Domain? Let us go out and resolve this, then we need not expose the location of the divine realm anymore. Lin Fei said calmly. Blaming the White Cloud Supreme now was pointless. After all, the White Cloud Supreme was already dead, and the divine realm had been discovered. Self-pity served no purpose now. They could only remedy the situation. If they could annihilate this group of chaotic beings, that would be the remedy. Whoosh! In the next moment, Lin Fei stepped forward. Accompanied by the Azure Emperor Supreme and others, he flew out of the divine realm. At this moment, within the chaos, in the endless chaotic void, there was a colossal spaceship. From the spaceship, about 8 or 9 figures in grey robes jumped down. These figures were somewhat odd. Each had curved horns on their heads. They were dressed in grey robes. Their eyes were blood red. Their gaze was fixed intently on the realm ahead. Unexpectedly, there is still a realm here. Did that chaotic being flee to a realm? Is this his homeland? A whole realm, indeed this is our fortune. However, we must not rashly enter. What if this realm has a ruler? Each of these chaotic beings was a supreme entity in their own right, yet they harbored a deep wariness of rulers. The presence or absence of a ruler in a realm could make all the difference. Even if they discovered such a realm, conquering it would be nearly impossible if it was indeed governed by a ruler. Can't we simply dispatch an avatar to test whether there's a ruler? Indeed, as long as our true bodies remain within the chaos, even a realm's ruler stands no chance against us here. In fact, should a ruler dare enter the chaos, we might even have the opportunity to slay them. These chaotic powerhouses exuded confidence. In their domain, they might not challenge a ruler, but in the chaos, they believed they could defeat one. As these beings prepared to deploy their avatars, whoosh! A figure flew out from the divine realm. The chaotic entities halted immediately, their gazes intently fixed on the emerging figure. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Then, 8 more figures appeared. These were the Azure Emperor Supreme and 7 other Supremes, all following Lin Fei. 8 Supremes, and one who seems not to be a Supreme. How do you venture into the chaos? This realm likely has no ruler. If there really were a ruler, they would have waited for us to enter the realm before striking. A realm without a ruler. Gradually, these chaotic beings began to discern the situation of the divine realm. Though not absolutely certain, they surmised that the divine realm likely lacked a ruler. Who are you? Lin Fei inquired. Who are we? Ha ha ha, what does it matter who we are in the chaos? If you wish not to perish, then leave this realm. A realm without a ruler cannot be defended by you. Their eyes gleamed with greed as if the divine realm was already theirs for the taking. Yet Lin Fei remained unmoved. Seeing that these individuals were not inclined to reveal their origins, he lost interest in further questioning. After all, they were all to be slain by him. He would spare a few for interrogation later. Since you will not speak, then die. Lin Fei hesitated not a moment longer, instantly springing into action. As he moved, he unleashed the illusory realm. Boom! Instantly, the illusory realm descended. Lin Fei's illusory realm, now at a supreme level, was capable of stunning even other Supremes unless they possessed an extraordinarily strong will or some other special means. Otherwise, none could withstand Lin Fei's illusory realm. This is As expected, with the descent of the illusory realm, these chaotic entities began to look bewildered, effectively stunned by its power. However, a few of the chaotic beings seemed to struggle fiercely. A moment. It was only a moment's time. It seemed a Supreme had regained consciousness. Is this a mental manipulation? The now alert chaotic being's eyes were filled with astonishment. But then Lin Fei's second attack arrived. Eternal Realm. At the very moment Lin Fei deployed the illusory realm, he had already mobilized the Eternal Realm. Lin Fei transformed into the Eternal Realm, sweeping majestically toward the chaotic beings. The interval between these attacks was merely a moment. Thus, even those stunned by the illusory realm who regained consciousness in a moment had no chance to escape. they immediately had to face the overwhelming suppression of Lin Fei's eternal realm. Thunderous roar. Lin Fei's eternal realm powerfully crushed downwards. No. This supreme, although very powerful, especially in physical strength, was still overwhelmed by the full force of Lin Fei's eternal realm. Unable to withstand it, his body disintegrated inch by inch. Finally, he collapsed into a cloud of blood mist. Buzz. However, the blood mist quickly reformed, seemingly resurrected. Of course, this was not resurrection, as the opponent had never truly died. It was likely some form of recovery or perhaps an undying technique. In the chaos, there are various cultivation systems. Each system is somewhat different. Although all are supremes, many focus on survival. Their ability to recover is terrifying. Slaying a supreme is no easy task. These chaotic entities possessed remarkably strong survival instincts. If it had been any other supreme, perhaps the opponent might have indeed escaped. But this was Lin Fei, and moreover, he had transformed into the world itself. Even as Lin Fei shattered his opponent into a mist of blood, they remained within his eternal realm. Even with their life-preserving tricks, any tactics of survival or disguise were futile within the eternal realm. Not dead yet. Then the suppression continues. Lin Fei was in no hurry. The pressure of the eternal realm persisted relentlessly. The cloud of blood continued to be obliterated. Spare us, spare us. We are willing to become your servants, please spare our lives. If this continues, we will all die. At that moment, screams emanated from the blood mist. Indeed, these chaotic beings had not died. Despite being blown into a mist of blood, they had not perished. But within Lin Fei's eternal realm, they could not escape. They could only watch helplessly as their blood form was slowly ground away, eventually disappearing without a trace. Once the blood mist was completely obliterated, they too would die a total demise. 2 breaths, 3 breaths, 4 breaths, 5 breaths. As time passed, more and more chaotic beings awoke within the eternal realm. The effect of the illusory realm soon wore off. But being caught in the eternal realm, their fates were far from desirable. You are a ruler. To exhibit the power of a ruler even in chaos. This is a top-tier supreme. That such a top-tier supreme could emerge from a mere ordinary realm is inconceivable. The remaining chaotic beings were visibly shocked, their minds reeling in astonishment.